Good afternoon to everyone. Myself Suraj Kumar Soni, and this is the part number third of chapter Atom and Molecules of class 9 science. In last two video we discussed about the atoms theory, ions, and so many things. But in this video we will discuss about the valency, writing the chemical formula, molecular mass, formula unit mass, moles, and molar mass. This is the last part of this chapter. Okay, after it we will discuss the important questions based on of your NCERT textbooks. Now we start. What is the meaning of valency? First of all, you should know how the valency determine. Valency is determined means valency means number of electrons present in the outermost shell. Each and every element want the noble gas configuration, like each and every element want number of electrons in the outermost shell is 0 or 8. If element has the 0 electron in the outermost shell, then it is highly stable. If element has the 8 electron in the outermost shell, then it is stable. Okay, that is called noble gas configuration. Okay, suppose any element has 7 electron in the outermost shell, then he want to convert the 8 electron or 0 electron. He want to convert into the 8 electrons, so it will take 1 electron for the noble gas configuration and become stable. The number of the electron is shared for gain or lose, that is called valency. Okay, that is called valency. Now read the theory. It is the ability to an atom to gain or lose electron in order to achieve the noble gas configuration. It refers to the ability of an element to combine with the other element. It is obtained by the determining the number of the electron in the outermost shell of each atom of element. For instance, sodium has the 1 electron in the outermost shell and have a valency of sodium is 1. Look at the orbital diagram of sodium in this figure. It is the s orbital, then p orbital, and sodium contain only 1 electron in the outermost shell. You can see. Okay, now read the theory. Atomic number of sodium is 11, so the electronic configuration of sodium is 281. You are not supposed to learn the atomic configuration, how to calculate the electronic configuration, but you have to learn the electronic configuration of some element like sodium, chlorine, some like that. Okay, you are not supposed to learn electronic configuration of all the element. Not, it is not necessary in your 9th class, it is necessary in the 11th class. Okay, so you have to know only the electronic configuration. So the electronic configuration of the sodium is 281. Means we can say that in order to we can say that sodium contains the 1 electron in the outermost shell. In order to gain inert gas configuration, it is better for sodium to lose 1 electron and achieve the nearest noble gas configuration of neon with atomic number is 10. On the other hand, atomic number of the chlorine is 17, so the electronic configuration of chlorine is 287. In order to achieve the noble gas configuration, it to become the stable, it require 1 electron, then it will acquire the configuration of the noble gas configuration. Therefore, valency of the chlorine is 1 and valency of the sodium is plus 1. Okay, that means that means every element try attain the stability by acquiring the noble gas configuration, for which it try to either gain electron or lose electron or donate electron. Okay, either gain electron or donate electron. Sodium donate 1 electron in the outermost shell to attain the noble gas configuration, whereas chlorine acquire the 1 electron in the outermost shell to acquire the noble gas configuration. Metals are electropositive because they have a tendency to lose electron. They have a tendency to lose electron. Example, an Na plus. Whereas non-metal have a tendency to gain electron, so they are the electronegative. Okay, since they have a tendency to gain electron. Example, chlorine. We can find the valency, means we can say that all the metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium shows the electropositive in nature, and all the non-metals are electronegative in nature. Okay, we can find the valency of the element through the atomic number and its electronic configuration. In boron, with the atomic number is 5, so the configuration stand out to be 2 or 3, and it has a 3 electron in the outermost shell. Being a metal, boron has a tendency to lose its electron to gain the noble gas configuration, and so its valence is 3. Whereas in the case of fluorine, an atomic number is 9, so the configuration stand out to be 2 and 7, and it has a 7 electron in the valence shell and need to 1 electron in the outermost shell to achieve the noble gas configuration, and hence its valency is 1. Okay, so by this method we can determine the valency. Number of electron is gained or number of electron is lost by the element for completing the noble gas configuration. Okay, that is called valency. Now we're going to start the new topic is writing chemical formula. How we can write the chemical formula? So rule number first write the valency or first write the valency of the element to form the formula of the respective compound. Write the valency. Okay, first write the valency of the element and then cross multiply respective compound. For example, and cross multiply it convert into the chemical formula. For example, Mg, the valency of the magnesium is +2 and valency of the chlorine is -1. After the cross multiply, MgCl2, Mg contain 1 and Cl contain 2. That is the chemical formula according to rule number first. Then rule number first, and look at the another examples. Valency of the hydrogen is 1, valency of the chlorine is 1. Okay, after the cross multiply, formula is H1Cl1. So 1 is not necessary, so we write the HCl. Okay, now valency of the hydrogen is 1, valency of the sulfur is 2. So formula is H2S after the cross multiply. Valency of the aluminum is +3. Okay, and valency of the oxygen is -2. After the cross multiply, we find Al2O3. This is the aluminum oxide. This is the process by which we can write the chemical formula. Now the next thing is rule number second. How we can write the chemical formula? Now the rule number second. According to rule number second, we can determine the chemical formula. According to rule number second, if any compound contain the metal and non-metal, then first you have to write the name of metal, then write the name of non-metal. And how we can write the valency? First write the valency of each an element and then cross multiply. Okay, so this is second formula. According to second rule, you can write the name, first write the name of metal, then write the name of non-metal. For example, this is the example of magnesium chloride. Magnesium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal, so we write the name of magnesium then chlorine, so magnesium chloride. Okay, now rule number third. In the rule number third, in case of compound are formed from the polyatomic ions. Yeah, this topic I told in the last video. What is the meaning of polyatomic ions? Then the ion is enclosed in a bracket before writing the number to indicate the ratio. But in the case of number of the polyatomic ion is 1, then there is no need to bracket. According to rule number third, how we apply the bracket? If number of if compound contain polyatomic ions. Polyatomic ions means contain the more than one ions, that is called polyatomic ions. When any compound contain one ion, that is called monoatomic ions. When any compound, for example NO3 nitrate, NO2 nitrite, okay, sulfate, SO4-2, that is called polyatomic ions. When polyatomic ions are present, then you before writing the number of the polyatomic ions, you should use the bracket. Okay, this rule is saying that look at that. In the case of the sodium Na and NO3, sodium is a monoatomic ion and nitrate NO3 minus is the polyatomic ions, so you have to use the bracket. But valency of the sodium is 1 and valency of the nitrate is 1, so NaNO3 is the formula. But in the case of calcium hydroxide, you see calcium, the charge valency of the calcium is +2 and the valency of the hydroxide is -1. Okay, when we write the formula, we use the calcium hydroxide CaOH, but OH, there is 2 OH is present and both the OH is a polyatomic ion, so we use the bracket CaOH 2 whole twice. Okay, this is the formula of the by this method we can write the formula. Okay, now the next topic is molecular mass. Molecular mass of a substance defined as the sum of the atomic mass of all the atoms present in the molecules of a substance. Therefore, the relative mass of the molecule is expressed as atomic mass units. Means sum of the atomic mass of all the elements present in the molecules. It's called molecular mass. Okay, means we can say that what is molecular mass? Sum of atomic mass. Sum of atomic mass is called molecular mass. Okay, let us calculate the molecular mass of the water. So we have to find the atomic mass of the hydrogen and the oxygen, then we have to add it. Okay, we know the atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1, but 2, there is 2 hydrogen, so atomic mass of the hydrogen is 2, and the 1 oxygen, atomic mass of the oxygen is 16, because 8 proton is present, so 8 to the 16, 16. Okay, so the molecular mass of the H2O is 18. 16 plus 2, 18. This is the molecular mass. Now, formula unit mass. Actually, molecular mass and formula unit mass both are the same topics. Formula unit mass can be derived if atom formula molecular mass can be derived by the addition of the by the sum of the atomic mass of each and every element in a compound. Suppose let us calculate the formula unit mass of the NaCl. Atomic mass of the Na is the 23 and the atomic mass of the chlorine is the 35.5. So the formula unit mass is the 58.5. Okay. Now the mole. What is the meaning of mole? Actually, first you have to read the theory. The word mole was coined by the Williams Ostwald from a Latin word mos, meaning heap of piles. 1 mole of the molecule or the ion refer to the equality quantity is number posing a mass equal to its atomic and molecular mass in the grams. Number of the particles present in the 1 mole of any substance is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. This value is called Avogadro number. And this is called the atom. Okay, this is called atom or Avogadro number. This is the Avogadro number, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. This is the Avogadro number. Okay, then what is the meaning of mole? The meaning of mole is 1 mole is equal to 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, and 1 mole of the ions is referred to the quantity in number posing the mass equal to its atomic mass. Okay, so how we can find the mole? Formula of the mole is equal to mass upon molecular mass. Mole is equal to mass upon molecular mass. Suppose there is a question. Let us calculate the number of the moles in 48 gram of helium. We will find it by the following process. Find the number of mole. Okay, so the formula is mole is equal to mass upon molecular mass. Mass is given 48 gram upon molecular mass. Molecular mass of the helium is, atomic number of helium is 2, so the molecular mass is 2 to 4. Actually 4 is the atomic mass. Okay, so 40 divided by 4 is equal to 12, so 12 is the mole. Okay, 12 is the mole, which 12 mole is present. Now the next topic is molecular mass, molar mass. Molar mass is also equal to the molecular mass. Suppose first we have to find the atomic mass of each and every element. Atomic mass of each and every element, you have to add it, then you will get the molar mass. The simple difference between the molecular mass and the molar mass in the unit of the molecular mass is U and the molar mass is Z. Okay, so the molar mass of the water is 18, and 18 gram of the water contain the 6.022 into 23 molecules. Okay, so this is a very simple topic of your syllabus of this chapter, and we have finished this chapter. Now shifted to question number first, what is the valency? Question number second, how we can write the chemical formula? Question number third, what is the molecular mass? Question number 4, what is the formula mass and what is the molecular mass? Okay. Oh, sorry. Question number 3 and 5 is the same. So you have to do the only one question. Okay, in both of us. So 4 questions are there. So you have to do it in your notebook. We will check it after school year reopen. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, and try to watch this video again and again for better understanding. We have finished this chapter. In the next video, we will discuss about the important question answer of this chapter. Okay. Thank you so much.